Well, anime fans, I am back with another video. I'm gonna do this is a premiere review. So currently it's November the 5th, 2025. We live in the UK, you know what that means, bonfire night. So if you hear you eyeballs going off the background, that's why. This is gonna be going up on January. I do not know when, because I'm just gonna say for January 1st, like I did with Spy Family. Yeah, like I did with Code White. Because we don't have a release date yet for the next season. Just a month. So, yeah, once we get a release date in Jump Master, I'll be changing it then. And what is this I'm doing? Man. This Hell's Paradise Jigokuraku. Manga series by Jigokuraku. See, I was in Jump Plus back in 2018, I think. I took the volume of the manga here somewhere, but I don't know where it's gone. I'm trying to look for it while doing a video, but nada. Alright, today the version I watched was on Blu-ray. You can watch it on Crunchyroll and Netflix. If you can't afford the Blu-ray. It's a good way to really watch something that's high quality and just use a Crunchyroll all the time. I'm gonna just try. If I got it on home media, I will use the Blu-ray versions to watch. I used to turn on the Xbox all the time. Since my PlayStation can't play Blu-rays anymore. So, yeah, you don't know. I haven't really. Last time I watched this was back early 2023. July, I think. We can begin in April. So that means it began sometime in April 2023 and ended in July 2023. Or was it June? I can't remember. So yeah, it's been nearly 3 years since then. I say nearly because it's still 2025, as I said. So 2 years. If you want to see my thoughts on each episode, I didn't memorize all the characters' names at the time. I only wrote them down today. Because it's well, I'm glad I got to check out when it came out. I did not know it was showing Jump. I didn't even know anything about it until like one of the trailers came up or something. I don't know. I can't remember how, but I'm glad I gave it a watch. It's fucking amazing. I've been watching it up to 2 years. Yeah, still great. I am looking forward to season 2 in January. Hopefully by the time this comes out, I'll already review the first episode of season 2. Well, I only say it for 12 o'clock in the afternoon anyway, though. Next episode, they usually premiere until night time. So again, if you want to watch this, you can watch it on Crunchyroll, or Netflix, or buy it on Blu-ray. It goes on DVD for those who don't have Blu-ray. So, yeah. Look at this Blu-ray cover. Really cool. So I have 13 episodes. Let's show you this to the side. Here we are. See here. There we go. Now, this one contains 6 episodes. This two contains 7. This one confuses me though. Why does this one contain 7 and not this one? It's just nitpicking, but come on, I can't help but nitpick. Usually, when it comes to 12 or 13 episode anime, usually the first, like say, they usually release the first 6 or 7 episodes on the first disc, the rest of the episodes on the second disc. Yeah, confusing in here. Once I get paid in next week, I'm gonna purchase Fruits Basket 2001 and 2019 season 1 on Blu-ray on Amazon. Then get seasons 2 and 3 and Prelude in HMV. And it is had a massive coincidence when it came out too. But check this is voiced by the same actor who played MASH, but that in MASH show. What's coincidence? They both came out in 2023. Not too far apart from each other actually. I'm definitely looking for season 2. Aside to get to Chainsaw Man's Wesley arc. Really wanted to see it. Mentioned it many times, but nope. I will see my friend at my film cinema at some point. Anyway. So the story takes place in the Edo period of Japan. As antagonist Gabimaru, again Gabimaru Haro, is basically gonna be executed for killing many people. But he's the only representative of feeling. But Gabimaru wants to die. So basically, as a young woman named Sugiri is an inspector. Her voice actress has actually done something recently in another Jump Plus series, playing the role of Hoshigaya, I think her name is. Majilumia. She's also known for the magical girl role as Sanko, aka Gyokuro. So, Sango, aka Kyokaro, in the Tropical Rouge prequel back in 2021. Pretty interesting. Like, nearly all of them had gone to do Shonen Jump roles. I don't know about Rina Hidaka or Kyo Papaya's voice actress. I don't know about them. I should look them up actually. And a lot of things have happened since the past 2 years since my last video. Sector is going to be rebranded in 2026. I know, I'm against that. There's no need to rebrand it. Alright. Sugiri interviews Gabimaru. That's a real what he did to catch in the first place. Basically, he comes from a village that is full of shinobi, ninja. So he's a ninja. No ninjutsu, but yeah, doesn't want to show it. And the chief assigned him to marry his daughter. Gabimaru said he found her annoying. Basically, he has to leave her. Pick the chief of proof. But he had set a trap with Gabimaru to catch her, but he killed 20 men, but still he catch her. He knew it was a trap, but I didn't fight it. So, anyway, right execution. I was thinking too, Sugiri is something called a Simon, a type of samurai. They work as executioners. They work as executioners. So, Sugiri. So, yeah, but interesting that Sugiri is my Simon, even though she's a woman. Not saying that's bad, but the time period. Like I said, it takes place in the Edo period. Again, the reason it's called Edo. Is it the Edo period. So yeah, women were exactly that, except back then. I think Edo was in 18th century, 1817. Anyway. She's going to be Gabimaro's executioner. And that begins. Gabimaro is going to be a BO. Right. Shigiri ends up giving him the full truth. He never wanted to die. What he said about his wife was a lie. He did not find her annoying. He truly loved her. Only wanted to leave the village to protect her. To have a happy life. Wasn't she on his trap? I think he's a cool asshole too. He gave his daughter a burn scar to keep us, basically, to make her keep her role, not to try anything different. He's twisted. Anyway, Sugiri offers Gabimaro a chance to see his wife again, with official pardon, on the condition that they have head to the other side, a place considered paradise. As we investigated multiple times, but people never came back. But they technically did. But their bodies, saying they're actually dead. It's disturbing. Right, the other people who are against this. So Gabimaro is using his ninjutsu to get them out there, as he's willing to go for it. And we see Raoul Gabimaro's proper personality. This show's not like Chainsaw Man, with a style comedy. Chainsaw Man can have some comedic moments, but they're few and far between. This one actually does a good job of balancing its comedy with its seriousness. And I say they do bad killing. I say kind of do bad killing off some characters better, like Fujimoto. Yeah, I kind of have a problem with some of Fujimoto's writing. Because the characters, like, we only met them in a previous arc. Not really that much time. They don't. I mean, finally get development, get a lot more focus. But one character gets killed in two characters get killed in the next arc. One just leaves after that arc, after the following arc, after that story arc ends. Like, it's just disappointing. That's my problem with it. We didn't have enough time with those characters. We didn't even know about their past or anything to have surprise with their deaths. This does a good job of killing off a character, even though we only might have like a few episodes back. Not too many apart, by the way. It's well done. Anyway, Gabimaro's taking Edo of some bunch of other criminals. Now, Edo is what eventually become Tokyo. It was time where it was, well, the decades, the time Edo period was just where Tokyo was called Edo, before becoming Tokyo. So, basically, the Shogun was elixir, so called the elixir of life. But one is win it back with official pardon. Anyway, he wants to see this. And since there's not enough room, he basically has every one of the criminals by each other. Gabimaro doesn't really want to kill, but he's not getting forced to. Shows how, and it's really bloody. Not as bloody as Fist of the North Star, but still bloody. So, yeah, only a few people went on. And some of them don't even will end up being killed off during the story. So I'm not sure to write their names down because they're not important. So you'll head to the island. Simon sent them with them since they're still convicted criminals. either try to leave or kill the assignment, they'll be killed themselves. Go for real Suicide Squad angle of this story. Anyone could die. There's just each way one battle, there's been used by the next. As we slowly focus on each of the other characters during this specific portion. Anyway, I ends up playing against another criminal on the island, but beats him at a short fight. But Gabriel ends up running off when that guy's to Simon that his village is coming to the island. Or how basically end up in a competition with Sagiri. I mean, once upon he looks at ASAP. And he isn't here, but he says she's a bit of a hindrance. But yeah. It's a really good fight I'm not going to talk much about. And Sagiri managed to get through the gap in mile. You know. Here's a really good moment. Most great character. Anyway, we were confronted by some. Well. They end up across some weird creatures. Also, just two other characters like Tamiya and Fukui. Was it? Did I say that right? Did I put spell right? Fukui? Or did I say it wrong? Oh. This place is dangerous. What criminals are coming on hand since we can guess what causes the one of the reasons that causes those flowers to bloom. So danger. Situation is dangerous. Gabriel does his best in the fight, but not working. What's a retreat? Lucky yet again help from three others. Genji. There's Genji. Sota. No, Santa. And Yuzuriha. Yuzuriha is a Koreach, a female ninja. No, she's more seductive, as in she's a advantage. And a few of the criminals already killed off at this point. So what's the point of introducing them? They just felt like pretty much waste. We didn't get to see any battles against them. Just saying, it's kind of a waste. Oh well. So anyway, after that, you Sierra proposes an alliance. Yamamoto luckily agrees, but Sugiri and Sagiri ends up passing out due to the poison, but luckily, so they'll rest and get out of the system. While we focus on a man named Azar Chobe and his Simon Toma. Jose Azar Toma, his younger brother. His young Toma infiltrated Simon to get his brother out of prison. Well, I can't how. Also focus on other two characters, Tenza and Naoki. As they had their own fight, and we learn Naoki's backstory. He didn't do anything illegal. He's part of a group that didn't really worship the Shogun, let it just live peacefully. But it's a prison just because of that. His whole family was killed. Tragic. So, Tenza is submitting the promises to get him out of this. Is the whole part why part of it happened. A brilliant fight. As we all know, Naoki isn't a he, she's a she. Naoki's a girl. This actually did not expect when I first watched back in 2023. Because the design goes with the clothes and the design makes it look like a young boy. Pretty cool. Hey, those two are. Toma. Joe and Toma are both pretty strong. Those skills. They sort of rely on each other. But they're encountering two mysterious women. I've been changing, and they're powerful and dangerous. Garmelo's group was on a break for a bit. And Genji basically wants Sugiri to give up, but she was rather there thinking she doesn't. She learned a lot. She's learned a lot from Gabimol. It's not about not being afraid to kill someone. It's about being someone else. Willing to wait is about how much you're willing to weigh the burden of the power of the people you killed. But I wasn't one too. I actually, but he disapproved of it, of her becoming one. So she refuses. But that's when they end up being attacked by a giant criminal who's dangerous and big. And well, Governor Osagiri ended up working together to fight against him. And he's kind of sad. I guess, yes, he didn't understand things going on, but it seems like he ended up killing his parents. Not out of psychopathic tendencies, but I don't know, something like he didn't truly understand the weight of it. And he was pretty big for a child, too. Not said how big he was for a child. So, Sugiri coming here after death is kind of sad, Matt. Makes you feel emotional. Makes you think he will hope he has a better life once he repents in hell. Yeah. Genji is dead, but gives his soul to Sagiri since her soul was broken on competition with Gabriel. Saying she is worthy to become one. So the group of four end up finding a village. Tensa and Naogi end up facing against a different one of those women. Speaking of which, the ones Jobei and Toma fight end up becoming a man somehow. And they were defeated pretty easily, thrown into a pit. Shows how powerful they are. They have regenerative abilities. So yeah. Luckily, two ended getting help from Amanda and Shion, Denzel's master. These approves initially of defending a criminal, but he ends up coming around to it very quick soon. Also, Shion is blind, yet he's still skilled with sword. It's impressive. I get based on kind of like a fictional character, who's a blind swordsman. And it works too in a story context because you let your guard down because you think he can't hit you because he's blind. But now he can easily kill you. That's what I like in that type of story. Yes, I've never seen it, but anyway, so that finished off. And we learned Tensa's backstory. As he came up poverty, people just looked down at him. They crap at him. But Shion bound him and took him in. Initially against it. But then for another one of the assignment who we saw back in episode 1 of the show as well, who was killed off by the time he got to the island by that big guy. Now, I wrote here some type of story about since he has a connection with Sugiri. But no, he's killed up like that. Anyway, because I found out about Shion's previous student who he didn't really do much to help because he was only focused on his own training, but something he regretted. Turns out to get respect for Shion. I want to train him all day. and can turn down a lot of what happens in the story. Again, if you want to see it, watch it on Netflix or Crunchyroll, or just buy it on Blu-ray. Granted, the Blu-ray would be a little more expensive than just watching it on Crunchyroll or Netflix. Like the previous subscription doesn't even cost that much for me. Anyway, so after that, there's a sacrifice itself. Make sure Narugi, Narugai, and Shion escape. Shion didn't want to marry them, but had no choice. During heartbreaking scene, because these kids are unstoppable. It's a heartbreaking scene. There's, even though we didn't spend that much time, but this is how you do a death. God's backstory in this episode. We met him in the previous one. We got to know him. At least a bit of him, his personality and stuff. Then by his death episode, he's fleshed out a lot more. Again, that's how because he's fleshed out. We got to know him, but we're fleshing out his backstory. In the spinal battle was a good choice. I also expected him to die when I watched it. So yeah. Anyway, back to our foolies. They arrive at the village. Dr. Oz are chasing someone. It turns out to be a young girl. Some type of power. Arrow just basically ends up making her cry. And she becomes a tree guardian. The guy obviously tells him everything he knows what he looks so like. So taking them to the village. The girl's name is Hoko. And the girl's name is May. They lived here a long time ago. And, well, this place was private island. And we learn about those beings are. They're called Tensen. They're basically godlike beings. The one Tensen fought is Chu Jin. The other two are Chu Fa and Tao Fa. There are also 4 others. Mudan, Gui Fa, Ron, and Rian, the leader. These beings were once one person a long time ago before splitting. You'll probably get more development like time. I suggest Rian might be the last final might be the final boss of the story. Because these beings are dangerous. See something to do with the yin and yang, the powers and stuff. That's why they're able to change their gender. As we meet them all 6 together. Actually, you meet them a little bit later. They're dangerous. Gabriel doesn't. That night, Gabriel decides to go after himself. That's the castle. But it's real. Anyways, he ends up running to Ju Jin, the one who killed Tensa. 2 end up fighting. It's a really good fight, making these one of the toughest beings. Gabriel was on the verge, but managed to sword to defeat them. But they ended up being a second form, but it cost them a lot of power. Seems like Gabriel was done, but luckily he's saved by May. The other battle Gabriel was gone. Probably gone now. So, all work sort of 3 main characters alongside Oko, so it'll work together right now. Well, new guy wants to avenge Tenta by coming in Shion's English guys, but luckily allows her to learn from him, not being a student, but allow her to pick up some bits or two from his skills. Anyway, our characters, the leads, end up finding out about these beings, about those plants and Hoko were once humans, but there's something of a disease happened that causes them to turn into plant-like beings. Hoko's the only one who is more sentient and can move. His daughter was the first in the family to change. It's truly sad. Hey, notice where the room of something is up there. Well, Gamal ends up running into Tamiya and Fusui. I can say Fukui for now. If I spell it wrong, I'll just look it up. As I'm talking, they end up on the lions to help out. And they somehow grew older. And she has some powers too. Similar to these tents that can keep people. Something goes, some power in their body. But only those tents that the actually use. Then we up to Shobei and Toma. I just skip up to the pit their phone in. Shobei really wants to go after those bastards. They're followed by something called Doma. I think that's what it's called. Neither of Yanmao's group ends up fighting them to one as well. They're both great fights. Chobit managed to win his fight as he ended up eating one of the body parts of the flower-formed humans. Somehow that granted him more power. Some power similar to that of the Tencent. Interesting. Well, I was going to the backstory earlier. They're sons of a samurai, but he was killed trying to avenge his lord. And then when I died of illness on the report, they ended up being taken in by bandits in the way. They lived fighting with scraps for years, looking out for Chobei looking out for his younger brother. When Chobei got caught, he told his brother to go. Be able to free him in some time. So the trust between the two. Anyway, Governor's fight, we learned that May is actually a Tenzin as well. Because she could develop the same skill system, she was scarred and kicked out. She chose to become their plaything or die. So she ended up running away. And it's when Hoko took her in. But Gabriel won't let her go back to those sons of bitches. Ended up unlocking his own version of her power. And managed to defeat that guy. So there's something weird about the looks of life. This is wrong. They can talk now, by the way. Which is not great. So basically, this one was supposed to. It's kind of like Now and Bleach. Shit. It's kind of like Now and Bleach. She had a more adult form initially. But after getting injured by his scar, betrayed by her own kind, she ends up getting banished and turned into a child. Kind of reminds me of that a bit, but there's some differences, obviously. I'm just saying. Anyway, so after that, she ended up overwhelmed Gabumon as he ended up passing out. Sagiri's group ends up meeting another one of those Tencent, Mudan. He's deep and he's powerful. But We're not seeing Yuzuri's tube through something to do with slime mucus. So a trio of fighters end up facing off against them. They're tough. But they managed to take it down. But I got down someone having a Gabimaru as he views his second form. I said that second was himself, that he's doing hard. We learned earlier that he never really wanted to be a Saiman. He wanted to be an artist, but his parents wouldn't allow it. So he always hated killing. So Shigiri kind of understood that. So it makes him feel sad he gets killed. He was one longer and still emotional. So it's over for it. And so you find out Elixir is probably not real. But luckily saved by Shion. Who shows up with new guy. His fight is pretty badass. It needs something to do with their weakness. Let's go with the weakness. And she killed, and Mudan is officially being killed. So that's too late for Santa. That's who Syria accomplished him before he dies. Very sad. Sagiri made up mind. Criminals, none of that matters now. All that matters is surviving and get the hell off this island. We come back to Gabimaru, who wakes up and someone sees off the way he reacted. The attitude is going to be wiser. We're going to point out Gabimaru can't remember anything. Maybe he's able to sense it. I don't know how that's going to come. Mostly because I remember his wife. I Parish will take a break for a bit, cover some of their injuries and change outfits. You see her questions if what Gabriel said about his wife was true, since she manipulate their minds. It's done a lot in the villages. She could have been fake, but Gabriel believes she's real. You know, Smith is submissive. But that doesn't make any sense when you think about it. You're supposed to be more submissive. Why would he make her more loving? He could have made her hope. She could be similar. I don't know, just some bits don't add up. I know that Gabriel's parents were also part of the village, but wanted to leave to have a child with a child, Gabriel, so but she killed them. Really, he's also kind of immortal, but mention that. So Elixir does kind of exist. But Silver does not believe it now. No. They hit a mission to get out of this. But most likely they actually counter more tension. If that just as tough as that of Mudan, they're going to one hell of a battle. If they can't fight, they can't get up this island. But right now, this is basically similar as he says he's coming out of the hollow. Again, because he put his wife, he doesn't even know he has emotions anymore. Don't know how long this is going to last. We'll still wait till season 2 to find out, which will be sometime in January. At the time of recording this, of course. Because obviously it'll be revealed in Jump next month, but Jump Master when it's coming out. So for now, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy my content, please hit the button. Want to see more Square Channel, I really enjoyed Tales Paradise. Glad you got to rewatch it again. I don't know why it took me this long to rewatch it. Again, it was 2 years ago I watched it first time. As it was airing. Yeah. Kind of weird today. But things change. So. I do like the opening work. And the end is great too. And Tensa's death episode was great too. The other thing was playing over a flashback. Tensa wanted to become Shield students when they learn the way of soulmate. Will transfer to the actual ending village. So it makes this a great season, and I'm looking forward to season 2. Curious to know how catchy the intro is going to be, then work. I don't know that's happening. Alright, thank you. I'll see you guys next time for another video. Because I do plan to cover more videos on this channel. Plan to watch now. But we'll see how it goes. Because you will probably think that this video is probably up by now. And probably be over too. So, again, I'll see you guys next time. Felix out.